Every weapon has a unique trait, either it be strong steel, long blade, massive weapon that only people with inhuman strength can wield, or some even are imbued with magic. Then there are weapons that trumps all that, legendary weapons. Only the worthy can wield and is bound by long and treacherous journeys that only few can victoriously achieve. The Twin Prince's Greatsword fall in that category, a combination of 2 souls and 2 legendary weapons, each soul and sword representing a prince, an equivalent to the Excalibur in the Dark Souls universe. This beauty is a rare sight in Lothric, and in this video we will analyze the weapon's properties and its backstory. So without further ado, let's begin.
Dear brother, I'm on my way. The royal sword of Lothric shall grant you peace.
Getting this weapon is a unique endeavor by itself. It pays tribute to the 7-year-old fan favorite Demon's Souls, as the mechanic required to obtain it is very similar in nature. You need to beat Lorien and Lothric's boss fight twice, so in order to get it you must be in NG+, because, as we all know, you cannot defeat the same boss twice in the same playthrough. Where is the bonfire ascetic when you need one? After defeating them, you will acquire Soul of the Twin Princess, and then you talk to Ludlith in Firelink Shrine. He will have 2 weapons that you can transpose, each representing one of the brothers' weapons, Lothric's Holy Sword and Lorien's Greatsword. You will need both in order to acquire Twin Prince's Greatsword, so you must defeat them twice, or just maybe have a buddy drop it for you. Once you have both of the weapons, a new entry will be found once you talk to Ludlith that says to join both swords. Choose that and the Twin Prince's Greatsword is yours. I have to say, this boss fight is epic and it's one of my favorites. Lothric and Lorien are very important to the plot of the game. After all, the kingdom of the land you navigate in Dark Souls 3 is named after the younger brother. A lot of people have great destinies. Some are self-made with great ambitions, and some are born into it with a silver spoon in their mouth. But not everybody embraces it. Actually, some do all they can to do the opposite, even if it is their fate. One such person is Lothric the Younger Prince. Apparently, he is one of the Lords of Cinder, but all signs point otherwise. Lorien and Lothric are the sons of King Osoros, or Osiris, or whatever, the consumed king who tried to produce the perfect heir with the Queen of Lothric, whose identity is still unknown at this point, but there are some interesting theories about her. In the process of quote-unquote producing the perfect heir to the fire, the 2 brothers got cursed, thus are inseparable. Lorien is crippled as he cannot stand on his feet, as evident in the boss fight, and Lothric is frail with thin pale arms and long fingers. Interestingly though, there is a 3rd brother named Ocelot, which the consumed king keeps mentioning when encountering him. Ocelot's identity is shrouded by mystery, which makes him very intriguing. The 2 brothers rejected their duty to become Lords of Cinder when the bells tolled, and instead watched from a distance as the fire faded and withered away while waiting for the end. A very interesting thing about Lothric is that he never actually became a Lord of Cinder, despite having a throne dedicated to him in Firelink Shrine. He wasn't resurrected, nor did he abandon his throne like other lords. He never even took his throne in the first place. An interesting fact that supports this is that Lothric still has his sanity. something that most deads, hollows, and resurrected beings in the Dark Souls universe lack, suggesting he never died. More evidence that suggests this is once you return all Cinders of Lord to their thrones, Lothric's head is the only one that still has its flesh. The worthy heir quote-unquote position seems impossible to achieve no matter how much pre-planned it was. Even Lorien slayed the Demon Prince, which by the way was hypothetically shown in this video's intro. So he slayed him single-handedly, yet he was not considered worthy. But I still think Lothric did not care about this, as he doesn't link the flame and leaves his kingdom to wither away as time passes through the ages. Lothric and Lorien were originally going to wield different weapons as shown here. They are even accompanied with their own freaking description. This was courtesy from Senate SK. He sent me these descriptions. Check in the description box below for a link to his channel if you're interested. But going back to the cut content, Lothric was supposed to wield the freaking scythe, and Lorien was supposed to wield the cool shield, as you can see, and they do look awesome. So that's it for the backstory. Let's look at the build. The build, the backbone of every character you make. So I did try this weapon in every aspect you can imagine. So it has descaling in dexterity, strength, intelligence, and faith. So it's very confusing when you first look at the weapon. I tried everything, even 20, 20, 20, 20 in every stat. And I'm just telling you guys, if you're planning to do a 125 build or 120 build, you know, if you want to play in the range of the meta, I always go with quality build. What does that mean? That means you should have strength between 40 and 50 and dexterity between 40 and 50. Just to make it easy for you, just go 40 for both if you can, because you need a bit of other stats too, but you can do whatever you want with the build. But that's the most important thing, go between 40 and 50 strength and dexterity. Faith and intelligence barely influence the weapon. However, if you are high level build and you don't care about the meta, going 40 of all these 4 stats is definitely the best, or 50 or 60 maximum. Never go over 60, guys, just never go over 60. So there's nothing more to add to the build. So let's go and look quickly at the moveset. The moveset is very simple. As they say, like all magnificent things, it's very simple. It's the standard greatsword moveset, but what really makes this exotic weapon unique is its battle art. Both are very good in PvE, but the L2R1 is superior in PvP and its utilities is endless, guys, endless. In case you haven't played with the Lorien Greatsword or the Lothric's Greatsword, the Twin Princess Greatsword actually takes the battle art of each weapon. So the L2R1 becomes Lothric's Greatsword battle art, and the L2R2 becomes Lorien's Greatsword battle art.
Oh, dear brother, I'm on my way. My brother, unyielding sword of Lothric's prince, rise if you would, for that is our curse.
So like I mentioned before in one of my previous videos, this weapon is my favorite weapon currently. I just adore it. I really love the comeback from the R1 two-handed from Dark Souls 1. It's one of my favorite attacks, and what truly makes it beautiful is hyper armor is beautiful on this weapon. It just kicks ass. In general, great swords are really good when it comes to hyper armor, and why is that? That's because they trigger the hyper armor very fast, almost instantly, where on the other hand, the ultra great swords, they do have much better hyper armor, but they do click or they do come in effect in middle of the animation, not instantly like this one. Almost all the attacks on this weapon are just great. They are very, you know, the jack of all trades. You can never go wrong with the moveset. You will never ever be in a disadvantage. Maybe when you're fighting against a spear, I guess, but in general, it's really great. Now, my top favorite attacks, as I said, the R1 two-handed, but the R1 one-handed is good because it covers horizontally. My other favorite attack is the two-handed R2. Man, that is magnificent. Why is it good? Because first of all, it's horizontal, it's 2-attack combo, so you can do 2 attacks in a row, and what makes it superior, very good in fact, is that you can charge it. Charging attacks, in case you don't know, really mess up your opponent's timing when in PvP. And in PvE, they deal immense damage. Even in PvP, they do like double damage, guys. The multiplier on the charge attacks are just crazy. You can do like 800, 900 damage in PvP and in PvE too. And they are quite fast even for a charge attack. Then comes, of course, the running R1s and the backstep R1s, which are also a comeback from Dark Souls 1. They work well for catching people, but also remember, it's easily parried as most attacks on this weapon, but we can say the same on almost every weapon, so it depends on, of course, who you're playing against. Don't forget to mix up with jumping attacks, which are unparryable, because in this game, it's very easy to parry. Actually, it's the easiest, maybe after Bloodborne. What makes Bloodborne easier to parry is that you can parry from range and you can do it without getting punished. However, in this game, when you miss a parry, you do get punished. Now, of course, let's go to the bread and butter of this weapon, and that's the L2R1. That's what makes this weapon one of the best in the game. Although it doesn't do a lot of damage, it does like around 150 to 200 depending on your opponent's defenses, but it works wonders because it's instant. Even the people who know the attack, like myself, still cannot react to it. It's just too fast. It's basically almost a free attack, in my opinion. It's just too good. It's good that it didn't make it broken with very high damage, but I still think it's up there with one of the best attacks in the game, and it actually trumps the actual battle art from the sword, from the actual Lothric sword, which is a straight sword, by the way. It's not as fast as this one. This one is just instantly, and it works for so many situations. You can catch people so fast before they heal, so you kill them before they heal. You can chip away their damage while you're fighting, especially in duels. It's very dangerous in duels. And of course, then you can mix it up with the L1R2. Although I'm not a fan of this attack, because it can be parried, it's very slow, the fire is just, I don't know, it's just not worth it. However, in PvE, it's total destruction, since, you know, PvE enemies cannot react like human enemies. So it just has a very varied moveset, and that's what makes weapons really great. I think the only weapon class that you can accompany this to become the perfect soldier, or, you know, like a freaking Spartan, is to have a spear. Just have a spear there, you know, in case you fight somebody with an ultra great sword or something, and chip away from range. And I'm telling you, I tried this build and it's magnificent. And by the way, this weapon is one of the best tactics you can use on people who use ultra great swords. When they're using like two-handed attacks, you can punish them easily since they are very scared with their hyper armor. Just chip away their damage as they get frustrated from distance. But yes guys, this is all for this weapon. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, as that is the only way to support this channel. A lot of videos are on the way. I was really busy last week, so I did not upload, but I'm gonna be uploading as much as I can. I have so many things that I'm gonna be sharing, so make sure to subscribe, and I'm gonna be leaving you with the rest of the clips. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you on my next video. Peace.